as night falls, we're now finally getting to the end of our time in Alpha Station. Our earlier choices are all coming to a head now, so let's pop over here. Save. And a weird little vision teases us as we enter day 9. Maybe I should build myself a starship and get the hell out of here. The pickup's coming today, you should be fine. Don't believe it. Oh yeah. Now, the other thing I've got to do is choose who I'm going to sort of support and bring with me for the further bits of the game. Alright, here we go. Straight into a cutscene. Welcome to Alpha Station, Professor Sylar. I trust you've had a comfortable journey. Oh, sorry. I hope you've had a comfortable journey there. Not especially. Perhaps you can update me on the situation here. Thankfully, there's not much to report. We've had a quiet night. Glad to hear it. Considering the situation, you've done a good job of keeping this place in order. You should be commended for it. You sure about that? I hear people have been dropping like flies. Don't believe I asked for your input, Ace. Your friend ain't so friendly, is he? My apologies, it was a rough flight over here. Understand we're all a little stressed at the moment. Indeed. Spoke with the board of directors this morning. Based on my assessment, they'll have made a decision regarding the future of the Argaritas project. As soon as the release ship arrives, Alpha Station will be shut down with immediate effect. That's trash. What about Beta Station? Beta Station will remain active as the primary settlement on Argaritas. And you will become governor? My promotion is of little relevance, Professor. This is what the company think is best. I see. Not everyone will be going home, of course. You and your wife will be coming with us to Beta Station. You'll also be coming with us, Flight Captain Gritty. We can always use a good pilot. Oh, good for me. Understand you're a medical specialist as well, Dr. Walden. That's right, I'll be coming to Beta Station as well, I suppose. Hey boss, how about that android? Never had one of those before. Yes, we'll take the android. It may prove useful. This was wrong. It was Walden. All of it. I never thought... He poisoned them. Both of them. Walden? Are you sure? Would someone care to explain to me what's going on? Oh, hello, Professor. I think you better come to munitions. Carter's holding him there. Is this true, Doctor? Were you behind what happened to the governor and in the chapel yesterday? Seems quite pointless to deny it now. They have their evidence. What evidence would that be? XO5 found a discarded syringe at the scene and brought it for me for analysis. Had some residue inside, which I recognized as some plant samples that Hannibal had given to me. Before samples. I know she'd only given those samples to one other person, Dr. Walden. I searched the doctor's quarters and found a whole vials of the stuff, probably enough to poison the whole base if he wanted to. That was never my intent. Then what was your intent, Dr. Walden? Do you know who my father is? He's a powerful man. In fact, I come from a long line of very powerful men. I never belonged on this assignment. I was meant for so much more than this worthless planet of dirt and dust. The company never even gave me a chance to prove myself. They just wanted to leave me out to rot out here. It soon came clear to me that the only way to secure a new assignment would be to make this one fail. And after the Howler attack, I saw my chance. I had to make sure that things got worse. Putting the governor out of action was the obvious next step. I knew everything would continue to fall apart without her. Having read Sir Lydia's description of the fascinating properties of scarab venom, my first instinct was to use that as my weapon of choice. However, you, XO5, refused to hunt for me, and I was unable to catch on a scarab myself, so I abandoned the idea. Enough opportunity presented to those. Hannibal unwittingly provided me with a portfolio of poison. She didn't know it was poisonous, of course. Only a close analyst with a medical scanner could reveal its true properties. It's the perfect opportunity, provided I could get rid of her. She was the only one who could ever trace it back to me. Oh, sorry, Ford. You're a monster. We'll be able to treat Hannibal and the governor now we know what the poison is? I think so. The medical team from the relief shuttle can begin working on the antidote. Seems I owe your apology, Preacher. You had nothing to do with us. I assume I will be free to continue my work then on Alritas then? I don't believe Beta Station has much use for a priest. With all due respect, Professor, that is not your choice to make. I have the right to continue my religious mission here, and I don't believe my work is done. Very well, if you exist. The rest of your people better start preparing to leave. They have a long journey ahead of them. As for you, Doctor, I imagine you'll have the longest journey of all, right out to prison stations of Galfa Sempia. Not quite the assignment you might have been hoping for, I imagine. Yes, Walden's ego would have gotten the better of him. Now, if you actually get him the venom, he ends up killing the governor. And if you end up covering for him in several different ways, he can actually stab someone in the church with an arcalyph. So he will end up killing people repeatedly. Hell, and if you cover him for him and act as his loyal number 2, he will continue to come with you to Beta Station, where he will keep killing people to try and take credit for some of the discoveries that are found in the future. Oh. How could I have been so stupid earlier? I really thought he cared about me. You weren't the only one fooled by him, Luna. People like Dr. Walden, they know how to manipulate. I've dated jerks before, but I've never dated a murderer. I know, you deserve better, a lot better. Are you ready to leave? In a moment, I just want to say one last goodbye to this place. Alright, I'll be waiting. Do you wish you were going with them, XO5? Do you, Professor Scar? I would say I would prefer to remain here for now. Because there's a reason I was sent here. Interesting, perhaps you sense, as I do, this planet holds some fascinating secrets. I hope that this time will prove us both right if that is the case. Not all the colonists are leaving, of course. As I mentioned, Professor Piers and Melissa will be transferring to Beta Station. Flight Captain Gritty will also be coming, along with that priest, Jonah. Religious freedom is given the right to remain on Agritas, and there's nothing I can do about that. He may have the permission to remain, but why would you say he's got the right to come to the colony? Apparently he does have some medical training. That might be useful at least. We can't support any agricultural workers, but we do have room for more colonists or scientists or engineers, perhaps. The problem is I don't really know these people. It's difficult for me to judge their worth. Based on your analysis and experience of these individuals, is there anyone who you think would be particularly useful to us at Beta Station? Now, the first time I played through this, I went with Security Chief Carter. Whilst he does have an interesting little side plot, and you really are doing him a favour since this is probably his last job, and he's a trusted ally of you. At this point, he trusts you. He was very kind of potentially intriguing, and there was some cool interactions later on, but I think he was drastically underused. Now, you're either a case of Rocket or Urea. Now, Rocket's a bit of a dick. Let's be honest, he doesn't like us much. Uria's a bit more sensible, but Rocket has talent, so I am going to go with Rocket this time round. Very good idea, we could use an engineer. I'll inform him immediately that we're retaining his services. So it's time. Your power down for the journey, XO5. You'll be activated once we've arrived at Beta Station. Now, the other thing you've got to remember is Getty's in a relationship with Uriah, so it's a bit of a shame you have to split those two up. Anyway, then you will begin to witness the true wonders of this planet. I'm already regretting my choice of Rocket, actually, thinking about it. Very simple animation. Scrolling background. Gives me a moment to have a drink, though. And that's that day done. Alpha Station is complete. So far, everyone has survived. So, day 10. Well, you survived the journey in one piece. Now you can start making yourself useful to us. Your companions have gone to investigate our recent findings in the caverns to the north. Once you're fully charged, I suggest you do the same, then I may have another task for you. Welcome to Beta Station XO5. New tasks in your mission log. So, we have excavation. We also have an area map. As you can see, Beta Station isn't really a station. It's hardly anything. Alpha Station is vastly superior. This is just a camp with one fortified building in the middle. So, unless it's... Oh wait, no, different person. So Lydia's record unlocked. So we converse. Lately I've had the most incredible dreams. So let us check her name in the database. As you can see, everyone who is left has been removed. So Lydia Montago first made a name for herself while studying the aquatic life forms on planet Abyssi, somehow managing to decode their complex social behaviours and greatly expanding our understanding of these species in the process. Recent supports from our co-workers have expressed some concern about changes of behaviour since joining the Eureka's project, but so far the company has not allocated sufficient time or resources for a proper psychological evaluation. Zulia's record? Okay, converse. Oh, the android from Alpha Station. I've been looking forward to finally meeting you. It's a great shame what happened over there. I would have never expected the company would choose to shut it all down. It seems such a loss. This planet just got a little lonelier, that's for sure. Yes, it was unfortunate. We can focus our efforts here now. Yes, that's a good attitude. Stay positive. I'm quite glad there's more women here now anyway. For the longest time there's only been myself and Solidia and then six men. You can imagine what it's been like. Not that there's anything wrong with most of them, you understand. Truth is my personal tastes are just a little different. Unusual maybe. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to visit my tent after dark so we may speak more privately. You mean you might have a special task for me? Now, if you want one of the bonus achievements, you need to select that and have a little visit to the tent later. Yeah, it's a special task. You could say that. I'll leave it up to you. It's not a command, more an invitation. Think about it. I know I will. Righty then. I could have sworn there's usually a chap here at the start. Oh well. Oh, going round to the other tent over here. Its occupant is currently away. There's lots of these large crates. We'll be going through them later. No one in this tent either. Oh, but we do have a new critter. Necker. God, who interact? Seems particularly interested in us. So, database, creatures, we have a Necker. Despite their rather frightening and ungainly appearance, like something out of a nightmare perhaps, the creatures known as Neckers do not appear to be aggressive towards humans. At present, they remain something of an evolutionary mystery, although there's been various theories put forward to explain their bizarre giraffe-like autonomy. Where is Getty? Hear that, Otto? Rough light, no? Right, I forgot you were dozing on the way over. Probably didn't notice. Weird being in a new place. Can't seem to get my head right here. Never got to say bye to Yuria. Maybe that's what's messing me up. She got weird before we left Auto. Real weird. Not sure what might be going on with her. Or as you can work it out. You might be imagining things. Perhaps she doesn't like you anymore. She's struggling with her feelings for you. I think is the correct answer, really. You think so, Auto? She won't be alone in that. Whole thing is just... yeah. Should have gone with her instead of Rocket, to be honest. Massive carcass. I am not even going to attempt to... It's like... Well, actually, no, I will attempt. Kilius? I don't know how to pronounce this word. It's got too many... randomly arranged letters for my taste. I mean, it looks good as a name, but I cannot imagine how that is pronounced. Okay. Gigantic predatory worm-like creatures which live and hunt in the deserts of Aretus. Since they appear to spend most of their entire lives buried deep in the sand, emerging only to snatch their prey, they are quite difficult creatures to observe. I hope during my time here I may get the opportunity to examine the specimen a bit more closely. And then you have this chap with his big-ass rifle, sack of blood, and what's this thing? Oh, he's an asteroid worshipper. Creed's personal record has been unlocked in your database. Converse. You must be that mimic from Alpha Station, right? Strange bunch you've brought with you. Just met your flight captain a while back. Didn't take me long to realise she was a fucking cedar. You can always tell. Seems to be those assholes from the free systems just stick to their own shitty planets and not come over here and ruin ours. Now, there has actually been like hints there's been wars in the past between different sides, and they have like a grudge here. Now, advice, if you want to ensure there's no infighting, you actually want to ally with the mercs and kind of, well, Creed and his buddy, and kind of humour them. Got their own problems to fix, right? Problems they made for themselves. I fought in the war against her people, the war they started when they declared independence from the Union. Cedars is what we call them. Short for, succeed, most of, also, God, damn it, I accidentally caught enter. Odds are I killed a few of the family during that war. Hell, they're all related anyway. I'd wish I'd been there. There we go. You would have liked to be in a combat droid, huh? It's never too late. I bet we can find a good use for you if you prove yourself first. I'm slow to trust a mimic. Oh, have we got this critter? No, we got ridgebacks. So we got 2 more things to examine. And then I'll check out the HQ next time. So, personnel, we have Creed, for reasons entirely unknown to the company. Professor Silo saw fit to secure the service of 2 mercenaries before embarking on this mission. Since the mercenaries are not employees of Temco, we have no data about them. Now, if you bring Carter, he's very interested in the mercenaries. He does not trust them as far as he can throw them. And you'll get a bit more information of their history and where they're from. So, the Ridgeback. Ridgebacks are undoubtedly the largest residents of the desert, averaging 12 feet in height and often exceeding 20 feet from nose to tail. Fortunately, do not seem to be threatened by the presence of humans, and they've been known to observe with some curiosity, even intelligence. In my opinion, further study of these giants and their social habits might produce some interesting surprises. And with that, I am going to take a break here, and I'll thank you for joining me once more.